You've been told that saving cash is safe. But here's the ugly truth. In 2025, holding cash isn't safety, it's slow motion poverty. And every day your dollars are melting, not because you're spending them, but because the system is quietly devaluing them. Now, it's not a glitch, but it's how the game is designed. And if you're stacking cash in a savings account thinking you're being responsible, well, you're actually falling behind faster than ever. Now, stick with me because I'm going to show you why cash is the worst thing that you can hold right now and what the wealthy are doing instead. See, cash used to mean security, but in a world drowning in debt, money printing, and rising inflation, cash is no longer a store of value. It's a melting ice cube. Now, every dollar you hold is losing purchasing power, while the prices of the things you actually need, food, housing, education, are climbing out of reach. Now, meanwhile, the people who understand this are quietly converting their cash into scarce assets that benefit from this chaos. So the question is, will you hold melting money or will you step off the treadmill? See, think of it like this. Imagine you're holding a bucket of water on a hot day, and every minute a little evaporates. You keep working harder, filling it back up, but no matter what you do, it keeps shrinking. Now that's your cash. But now imagine someone else, instead of trying to hold water in the open air, freezes it into ice. It doesn't evaporate, and it holds its shape. Now that's what the wealthy do. They freeze their purchasing power into assets that can't be inflated away. See, inflation is eating away at your purchasing power faster than you realise. The headlines might say it's 3%, but look at your grocery bill, your rent, your healthcare costs. They're climbing far higher. Now, what you could afford last year now feels just out of reach. And the cruel part, well, it never stops. Now, that slow drip of rising prices compounds, quietly shrinking what your money can actually do. Now, your savings account isn't a safe haven. It's a slow motion trap. Even the so-called high yield accounts pay a fraction of what real inflation is actually costing you. Now, you're earning 4%, while the true cost of living climbs 8, 10, sometimes even 15%, depending on where you live. Now, on paper, your balance looks stable, but in reality, it buys less with every passing month. And behind it all, well, governments keep creating trillions out of thin air, and every new dollar printed doesn't create more value, it just stretches the same value across more pieces of paper. And the result, well, each dollar you hold becomes weaker. It's like trying to quench your thirst with water that evaporates as you lift it to your lips. Now, meanwhile, those who understand this aren't holding cash at all. They're moving into scarce assets, Bitcoin, gold, anything that can't be inflated by a politician's pen. Now, while you're saving, they're buying. And while your money sits idle, theirs is compounding. And that gap doesn't just grow, it accelerates. Now, this is why the middle class feels squeezed. It's not bad luck, and it's not just the economy, it's the system itself. A system designed to reward those who own assets and punish those who hold cash. So let's get real. If you're still saving in cash, you're not being safe. You're funding the wealth transfer, and you're the last receiver of every new dollar printed. And here's the kicker. There's no going back to a stable dollar. Once a currency starts melting, history shows it never stops. And that's why the smart move isn't to pile up on more dollars, it's to step outside the system into scarce, non-inflatable assets just like Bitcoin. Because in a world of infinite money printing, only the finite survives. So, you have a choice. You can keep hoarding melting dollars, or you can start protecting your time and energy in assets the system can't debase. Now, if you want to learn how to escape the slow bleed of inflation, build true wealth, and opt out of the fiat treadmill, then hit subscribe right now. Because in a world where money melts, the smartest move isn't saving more dollars, it's saving yourself. Now, if you want to go deeper into this, my ebook Orange Pilled is linked down below, and it's the wake-up call they never wanted you to read. Now, I do also have to chuck this disclaimer in here as well, and I highly suggest just pausing the video and having a little read. Now, if you've made it this far, and if you're looking for something else to watch, then click right here and have a watch of this.